I'm at the garden of a friend, and we're looking at some roses pretty much close enough to hybrid tea to count. And a lot of people don't quite know how to prune roses. Ultimately, all you want is this 1-year-old growth that has no stripies and nothing that looks like bark. And we want to take out anything, as always, dead, diseased, and damaged. And anything that's growing, even if it looks young, like this guy here, but he's growing on old wood, we want to take that out, right down to the ground. Take out all this stuff too. Anything smaller than a pencil is going to be weak. This guy is dead, and this guy is dead. There's a lot of dead in here. When we're all done with hybrid tea roses, you're going to have nothing left other than 3 to 5 stems per plant and 3 to 5 buds per stem. And I use my secateurs like hands to pull stuff out, and that gets me in there effectively. In this case, there's a lot of old rotten stuff. If it just snaps out, great. But this will make room for new growth. So 3 to 5 buds per stem and 3 to 5 stems per plant. You always want to have a good sharp pair of secateurs. And I have a Lee Valley Chestnut Tools sharpener that I love. So as you can see, there's not much going to be left of this. We're going to do 2 or 3 roses here. And these secateurs are unusual. They have a bevel. The cutting bed is beveled, so I can twist back and forth, but generally you don't want to use that. You would use a pair of loppers instead. This guy here, oh boy, young green wood, but no, we're going to take it back. We're going to take this out because this is very, grab it carefully, there's a lot of disease and dieback in here, and now that I've cut it, you can see that there's disease in here as well. Yeah, and then we just sort of clean up. If you use, I'm not a big glove fan, so I use my secateurs mostly, and I spread the weight across my hand. This one is a really great example of an older rose. This is a 10-year-old rose, and we've got some lovely young growth, and we've got some nice old growth, and we've got some old dead stuff. So this is a really good example of a rose. Now, remember, if you're having trouble doing this sort of thing emotionally, pruning promotes vigor. So I'm actually going to take my hat off here and my glasses. That's better. Now I can see. So what we're trying to do is make room for all the little tiny stuff that's coming up at the bottom. That's your gold. A lot of people, when they get young growth on the rose, they think it's too long and too vigorous, and they cut that back. That's your great stuff. That's what's going to be there for next year. And again, you see I'm using my secateurs like hands. This guy I'm really conflicted about. Oh, no, I'm not. Not anymore. The bottom's all rotten, which is a shame because he seems to be doing well. I'm going to double check that. If you're not sure, yeah, he's not good. If you're not sure if a plant is alive or not, give it a little scratch. If it's green, it's good, and this is not, unfortunately. Sorry, buddy. You can see there that it's all rotten and falling apart. So that's only looks like it's growing because there's moisture in the bud for the bud to push out, but it's not going to get moisture. So that's very important. And we're going to take all this stuff off here. If it snaps out, that's great. Or at least fine. You kind of got to plan your attack. Everybody else's videos on roses look very seamless. I don't think that's very realistic. So this is good. This rose has been hilled up the past winter, a little bit of soil in here to protect the crown, because a lot of these roses are really borderline hardy in our climate. I just took my glasses off, but I should tell you, you should probably wear glasses when you're doing this. At least safety glasses, which of course I have. So almost nothing here is alive, so we're going to cut this back. Okay, this looks lovely, but again, the decay in the bottom So believe it or not, we're going to take that off. Also, this has those, one moment, striations, the little stripy bits that show me that this is 2-year-old wood. So now we've made room and prompted the growth for new stuff to grow up out of there. This whole bit here is dead and rotten, so we can just take that out. Believe it or not, I'm pretty happy with this. We're moving in the right direction. There's a lot of this rot in the bottom. And then what we want to do is prune it back to a bud. You generally want 3 to 5 buds per stem. Sometimes you can see the buds, they're obvious. And sometimes you just see a little tiny line there. Actually, can I see that camera for just a moment? We won't stop. But right, there's my finger. Right there, that is a bud, a leaf scar, and that little tiny dot in the center of it, focus, is the bud. Okay, so we keep going. We also want to take it down to a bud that points out from the center of the plant so that you get an open vase-shaped plant. So I'm going to cut that out. Generally you want 3 to 5 buds per stem. I'm being a little cavalier with this. Whoops. We'll get that later. And that one's good. We're going to cut this guy out because this guy's gold. So we're going to take that right down. And as I was saying off camera, when you do your spring garden edging, which is one of the most important jobs you can do in your garden, take those edgings, the little bit of dirt that you get, and put it around the rows to cover these crowns. You want all of this just below the ground. You want just the stem sticking up. You want the crown covered because in Canada, we have this thing called winter, and that kills a lot of the roses. So if you hill it up, then this gives it hardiness and it's below the ground, so it's protected. And that's about all we're going to do to this. I could be a little more harsh with this, but I think that's probably pretty good. So yeah, 3 to 5 buds per stem. Out-facing bud. Use your secateurs like hands. Take out all the stripy stuff, the old barky stuff, the stuff that's smaller than a pencil. And that's about all you need to do.